Go On is about a man who's so crippled by his fear of dying that he puts an ad out in the paper offering reward money to the first person who can show him proof of life after death. And he ends up on this adventure through Los Angeles, meeting psychics and mediums and scientists, and trying to find something to prove beyond a shadow of his doubt that we go on after we die, so he can live with less fear. I thought it was a basic question we could all relate to, you know, in terms of having an everyman sort of protagonist, that we would feel some relation to his journey. There's a mother-son story at the center of this. It's got with the great Annette O'Toole we have in the role of the mother, and Clark Freeman is the actor playing the lead. I think this story came to me. My mother was in hospice when I was growing up, so she was on a whole lot. She was by a whole lot of deathbeds. She saw a lot of amazing things. I come into this as a believer, but my co-director is a non-believer. So just like the two heroes in our story are sort of a believer and a non-believer on the same journey, as Jesse and I were sort of on that same journey ourselves. We're reflected in it, definitely, but we hope everyone who watches it feels themselves reflected in it. I think you always steal and borrow, and that's just at the foundation of good filmmaking. So I think for this particular one, knowing we wanted to make a supernatural thriller, kind of in the PG-13 zone, we were looking at movies like The Sixth Sense, movies that have really succeeded in that environment. And we're always looking to our favorites. We're always thinking about Spielberg, we're always thinking about Kubrick. Some of the obvious ones, you know, all the same movies on our shelves as I'm sure a lot of other directors. But ultimately, we hope it's something distinct. It feels we really count on the element of surprise in our movies, and we really want experience where just we think you know the formula and you know the cookie cutter this was cut from. It goes in another direction. Hopefully, it earns that direction it goes in. Oh man, I just hope they like it. We're at that phase where we've put everything into it. We've poured it all in. We're hoping to get it out to audiences, and the festival circuit's such a big part of that process. And finding your buyers, and you know, we're currently out to a lot of buyers. Everything is up in the air, but we feel like we just want to have happy crowds, and that will be the only good omen that we need. All we ever want to do is be able to make another one, working in indie films. It's just the loftiest goal, I think the most appropriate goal. Damn it, if you let me make another one, we're in good shape.